Now to the new Cold War, where the West has just raised the stakes. The US has banned Russian oil, with Britain pledging to phase it out by the end of the year. And the financial fallout is headed our way.
The ban on Russian oil, gas and energy.
In retaliation for the invasion of Ukraine.
This is the most punitive measures that the US has taken to date.
The West has just pulled the biggest non-military lever it has.
The United States is targeting the main artery of Russia's economy.
Shut down oil and gas exports, even partially, and you go a long way to shutting down the Russian economy.
There's no manufacturing. They have nuclear weapons and they have energy. And that's kind of it. They start to feel the pinch quickly.
If you're trying to cripple Putin's war machine, it looks like a no-brainer, but it will come at a cost. Unlike cutting off their coke or Maccas, restrictions on Russian oil exports could hurt the West almost as much as they hurt Russia.
Russia is the second biggest producer of oil in the world. They produce in a day what we produce in a month.
There is no capacity in the world at the moment that can replace 7 million barrels of exports.
When you take out a massive supplier like Russia, that's going to have an impact to push up prices because the demand remains the same, but the supply is restricted.
We are already paying for it too at the pump.
And naturally, the bravest talk is coming from those with the least to lose.
It's a much larger share of the energy pie for the Europeans than it is here in the United States. We're close to energy independence. The Eurozone is nowhere in the neighborhood.
Which is why the EU stopped short of a ban, pledging to end their reliance on Putin's dinosaur juice by 2030. Thankfully, we're not the EU, but make no mistake, there is still plenty of pain headed our way. The cost of crude rose 30% in a year to February. In the 9 days since the Russian invasion, crude prices have risen by another 30%. Prices at the pump were already approaching $2 a litre. Now, these sanctions will send prices further skyward. So how much hip pocket hurt are we looking at, Ziff?
Analysts tell me you can look for prices of $2.10, $2.20 becoming the new normal very soon.
A temporary 50% cut to the fuel excise has been floated, but that'd only take a little bit of icing off the crude cake.
The Prime Minister's claims that we really can only control 15% of the price is correct. 85% of the price you and I pay at the pump is the price of the oil, the exchange rate, the production of the fuel and the shipping to our shores.
And unlike Mario, the problems won't stop at the Bowser.
Here we go!
When petrol prices rise, all prices rise, from travel to agriculture and manufacturing.
It impacts all elements of the economy, not only in the final goods that you and I purchase, but also in the production costs of those goods.
The RBA warning the coming wave of inflation might be big enough to force significant interest rate rises. So where does that leave us? If this is the price of defending democracy, are we really willing to pay it?
For everyday Australians, we're not feeling the cost of war and the horrific toll that the Ukrainian people do, but we live in a globally connected world and everything has an impact.
Wow, it's so interesting because when people pay money at the Bowser, they don't think about where it's connected to. So I feel like if people are frustrated by spending a lot of money, their immediate thing is not going to be, government, can you do something about the situation in Ukraine by putting boots on the ground instead of these sanctions? People are just going to be like, do something about my petrol prices.
Yeah.
I don't know that this is going to feel to people like we are actually doing something about the situation in Ukraine.
But I guess the thing is, a situation like a war, it exacts its price.
Yeah.
It's either going to be in blood because you commit troops and then you're involved in a war, or you fight this war economically, which is what we're trying to do, in which case this is the cost. And it's not just gas, like it's gas now, but Russia's got all kinds of other, they make a lot of precious metals and gases that are used in the manufacturing of technology, right? Imagine if they decided to try to hurt the West through that. Like, this could be an elongated thing. And I guess it's fine for us to be sad about Ukraine, but maybe this is the moment where we find out whether that's worth anything.
And also, it's not a choice for many people.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, this is the least we could do, you know?
Yeah. And we don't have much choice in it.
Yeah.